Hey there, my name is Cole Adams, and you are watching the best college basketball podcast out there that covers the entire sport of college basketball, brackets, bubbles, and bid stealers. Now, here are your hosts, Sam Fetterman and Jonathan Lidskin.
Season 7, Episode 1 of Brackets, Bubbles, and Bid Stealers. I am Sam Fetterman. That is Jonathan Lidskin. We're back. We had a long off-season, Jonathan.
Only took us 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, we had a heck of an off-season, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, really long. It's great to be back.
Yeah, I mean, I just couldn't go another 6 minutes without talking about college basketball on the internet, Jonathan.
No, dude, I've been tweeting about transfer portal stuff all week. It's the one good thing, or I guess the best thing about the portal is, and you've said this before, it extends the season.
Yeah, no, that was great when I wasn't going to the Final Four and covering it and at the end of a long season.
Dude, I'm fucking ready to go. Like, this is...
Yeah, but like, you don't...
Excuse my language, but like...
You don't cover the games the way I do.
You're right, because I watch ball and I tweet about ball.
No, it's good. And I like that. We love ball. I'm all in for it.
Dude.
It's just a lot right now, and I'm not locked in on it.
You need a break. This is why we sleep in May.
We do sleep in May. I'm not sleeping. I didn't sleep.
No, you didn't. And the work you were doing at 3 a.m. in Indianapolis in our hotel room verifies that.
Yeah. No. So, Jonathan, where do you want to get started here?
Well, this is the Carousel episode. I got the Carousel tracker pulled up on my computer here from our Brackets, Bubbles, and Bid Stealers offseason database. You want me to pick where we start?
I think there's a place that we have to start.
I think so too.
North Carolina.
Oh, I was not going to say that, but yeah.
Where were you going to say?
Air Force, baby. Joe Crispin.
You wanted to start at the very top of the page?
No. Let's talk North Carolina.
We'll go through all the mid majors, I think, in order, from first to last alphabetically. I think we'll do that when we do it. But we've got to do. We've got to start with the high majors.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I want to start and just kind of talk about North Carolina. North Carolina hired Michael Malone on Monday afternoon, giving him a 6-year deal worth $8.3 million a year. 80% of it is owed to him if he's bought out. That is a heck of an investment in a guy who has never been a college head coach.
No, he has been a college assistant, though. He has been a college assistant.
Yeah, and look, I've seen a lot of people compare it to Bill Belichick. I think it's a lot different from Bill Belichick in the idea that this is a 54-year-old. He won an NBA championship 3 years ago.
He wasn't completely deteriorating as a coach when, he was fired from...
Yeah, I mean, he won 47 games in his last year. Sure, he had the best player in the sport, but, like, he still won 47 games. They made the playoffs basically... I think every year.
He was fine. He was fired for reasons that weren't all basketball related.
Yeah.
Weren't team performance related. That's how I should say it.
Yeah. So the real question though is, in this spot, is this the right move for North Carolina?
Like, probably not. Like, I understand that, like, college coaches were using them for leverage, but, like, I don't know, like, you couldn't get shirts. The fact that McCollum didn't even take an interview is crazy to me. But, yeah, I think it maybe just shows that, North Carolina, this isn't, 2000s. This isn't Roy Williams, Carolina. This isn't Dean Smith, Carolina.
I don't think it's a North Carolina thing. I think it's just a general statement that you don't have to be at a place like North Carolina or Kentucky in order to win championships. Like, Roy Williams went back to North Carolina because he's from North Carolina. Like, because he went to North Carolina. He's a Dean Smith guy. He wouldn't have left Kansas if he was a graduate of, I don't know.
I mean, there is zero reason for the Iowa head coach to turn down an interview at North Carolina.
I agree. But the Iowa head coach is from Iowa.
In theory, yeah.
Grew up an Iowa fan. Like, there is a reason why Ben McCollum was so picky with the Drake job and ended up taking the Iowa. There were better jobs last year for Ben McCollum to take than Iowa.
Yeah.
And like, he could have gotten Indiana and spent as much as anyone in the Big Ten did last year. And I still think DeVries is going to be fine there. But the point being, at least to me, Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke are the 4 traditional blue bloods in college basketball. UConn is a blue blood now. UCLA was a blue blood. Indiana, I don't think you can be a blue blood if you don't wear blue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can.
I just straight up don't think that. Like, it's a college basketball term. You're not a blue blood if you don't wear blue.
Okay.
That's just the way I feel about it. But
don't think it has to do with your color.
But I know, but I personally believe it does.
Well, we're gonna agree to disagree here.
Yeah, and that's why I hate the blue blood conversation. It's pointless. But especially in today's college basketball, where Michigan just spent $14 million on a roster and won a national championship.
Yeah, ish.
Arizona had however many million. You've got Houston had a lot of money. Florida had a lot of money. Florida's spending probably as much as anyone in college basketball right now. UConn is spending a lot of money. Obviously, that's blue blood. But you've got Kansas State, who spent way too much money on terrible rosters under Jerome Tang. And like, you've got so many programs out there, Texas Tech, BYU, St. John's, that are not traditional blue blood programs that are willing to spend like blue blood programs in terms of building their roster, which means that the allure of playing for Duke, Kentucky, North Carolina, or Kansas is not necessarily as prominent as it once was.
Maybe. Let's tie this back to the ultimate question here. Do we think this is a good hire for UNC?
I mean, I think
I refuse to believe this is the best hire they could have made.
Okay, yeah, I think that's where I am. I don't think. I think if they didn't give him an outrageous contract, which makes him the second highest paid coach in the sport and basically forces you to eat at least 4 years. Sorry, at least 5 years, because you're not going to fire him 2 years out and pay him a $20 million buyout, are you? Or what would it be, a $15 million buyout in that
80%, right?
Yeah, so hold on. What's 0.8 times 16.6? 13.2. Actually, that's like they can pay that in 5 years.
Well, it would be of his entire contract, right?
No, it would be of the remaining money.
No, sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, and that would be 13.
If God forbid he was like Kenny Payne bad and they wanted to fire him this year, they'd have to pay him a lot more than $13 million.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that after 4 years, if they wanted.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm fine giving a coach 3 to 4 years. I think 3 is kind of. I used to say 4. I now think it's kind of 3. If your coach doesn't seem like your coach by the end of year 3, it's probably time to move on. Honestly, my one of my takes is that the moment you realize that he's not the coach, whether it's year 1, year 2, year 3, year 15, you move on. If you have the resources to improve, is what I would say. North Carolina is not going to be able to do that if this doesn't work out early. Now, I think they'll be good enough to where that's not a problem. Like, okay. I don't think Michael Malone will be bad as North Carolina's coach.
Okay.
Don't really like him bringing in Chuck Martin.
I mean, that's your lead recruiter.
Yeah, curious. Like, I think he's keeping some of the rest of that Carolina staff. Like, what's the point of doing all that? You know, like
Yeah,
I think they
I
said
think
Sean May.
there's a
Sean
I
May
think
is
there's
staying on staff. I'm just like, nothing against Sean May, but like, why are we doing this?
I
Like,
think there's a certain part of this, but by the way, that's like, a lot of these top college programs now are, basically running their operation like an NBA team. And, which I don't necessarily,
I
agree with the method.
yeah, but all that means is NBA coaches aren't the only ones who know how to run a pro style team.
So the part I disagree with is I saw people saying that, like, he should be fine transferring from the NBA to college because, the college structure is becoming more like the NBA, which I could not disagree with more. Like, NBA coaches do not have to re-recruit their roster every year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very different. He has never dealt with the transfer portal in any way. I don't know like how involved he's going to be with that. I know they have a GM, but I think Tanner's more of the negotiator than the evaluator.
Fundraiser.
Yeah, fundraiser for sure.
Yeah. Have you seen them attached to like any portal names so far?
Not really.
What is he doing there? Like taking 4 days to set up his office?
I mean, maybe he's trying to bring back all the guys that are in the
noise.
portal. Your Derek Dixons. Who else is even in the portal from there?
From Carolina, it's like Jaden Young, Zayden High. Outside of Dixon,
Derek Dixon's like the only one that's good. Is Bogovac
not a ton of guys worth keeping, but like
is Bogovac in the portal?
There's no, he's coming back, but there's still a chance. Like, first of all, I don't think Bogovac is like that good. He's fine.
No, I mean, I think if he comes back, that's a good piece.
Like off the bench, sure. Like
I think he can start.
But like Vasar and Mingo and Dixon are the three, and like
yeah.
I think Dixon left the window open to return.
Yeah, like I think that they're gonna end up paying a lot. Whoever gets Dixon.
I mean, they paid a lot for their roster last year. Not nearly as much as like some of the other
Carolina. If you
not as much as the other Blue Bloods, but like that, I think is part of the issue.
I think they'll be fine. Like I don't think Carolina is going to be at any worse than they have been. Is what I'll say.
It's you have to be really, really bad to be as bad as Hubert was, and he still was in a national title game.
And my other thought is like, obviously Duke has been top 3 the last 2 years, but like Kentucky has not been top 15 in KenPom in 6 of the last 7 seasons, Jonathan. And the one time they lost to a 15 seed. Kansas.
You're going down a dark path here.
Kansas has now been outside the top 20 in KenPom 3 consecutive years.
They
have not made a Sweet 16
4 straight years.
They have not made a Sweet 16 since 2022. Then, obviously, North Carolina was a 1 seed 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now, they finished outside the top 30 twice, and they have not been good. That is for sure. They have not been great. But Duke is essentially the only one of the traditional blue blood programs acting like it right now.
Yeah, like this is just a different era and something I think we're accustomed to. Like, I think like the benchmark for these like big time programs is like, oh, like, the insult is like, oh yeah, you're like, we're watching you become Indiana. We're watching you become like Nebraska football. But like, so I think like keeping Hubert like probably like it probably keeps you from like not being Indiana. But also like, is there just too much money here to completely fail?
We say that about Indiana.
Like
Indiana's got as much money.
Indiana spent almost more money than like anybody last year.
Indiana spent more than Carolina last year, right?
Yeah. And so that's a fair point. I think this will be fine. I think Malone will win. I don't know how big he'll win.
Indiana had one coach that had them as a blue blood program in the last 50 years.
Mr. Bobby.
Yeah, like Mike Davis made a national championship game. That was his only year finishing higher than 15th in Ken Palm.
I mean, part of it was like part of it is they fired Kelvin for like the most silly recruiting violations.
I mean, yeah, but
were illegal at the time, but like what he did was not legal. But looking back at it, it's just kind of funny. Like I said, I think this will be fine. I think like they have money to get quality players, and it's going to be really hard for them to be worse than they were under Hubert. I expect them to win. I expect them to improve as a program off of this. I just think that what's the is there a ceiling here with him? Like that's my only question.
Yeah. I need to see it. I need to see what the roster looks like.
The last 5 minutes of that, by the way, is like a topic we could probably do an entire podcast on.
Yeah, the whole blue blood discourse.
The blue blood discourse, and then what is like defining like top programs right now? Like what? Because
the top programs right now, Duke is probably unequipped. Duke and UConn are probably unequivocally the top two programs in the sport right now.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's probably third. Michigan, Arizona, Florida, Purdue,
Illinois,
yep, and maybe Alabama,
Sparty,
yeah, Michigan State. But like that, those are all of those programs right now are in better shape than Kentucky, Kansas, and North Carolina.
Well, I think that's just something that's kind of being swept under the rug. Like the Kansas part of it is especially, I think, being hidden. Kentucky gets made fun of. All.
Bill Self, Sam Lance was saying Bill Self's not going to retire with the program like this, buddy. He might never retire then.
Yeah,
what evidence do we have that Kansas is going to get back to being a consistent top 5 program?
So Kentucky had a really nice year in the first year under Pope, and then
3 seed. They were 3 seed. Really nice year for Kentucky's a 3 seed now.
Yeah,
they Ken Palm 3 seed, losing the Sweet 16.
Really nice year. Really nice.
They went 10-8 in the SEC. That's a really nice year.
Really nice year based on the roster that they had, because Pope had to kind of build the roster later.
They finished 6th in the SEC, Jonathan. 6th.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Then
Tennessee is a better program right now than Kentucky.
Yeah, no doubt.
They made 3 straight Elite Eights.
No doubt. I mean, there's not many programs better than Tennessee right now, but
I know. But Kentucky fans would kill you if you said that.
Okay, we need to move on. This is a topic for a different podcast.
No, I'll talk about it.
Okay, I mean, I got nothing but time, so
I have until 4:30. I can go on forever.
Okay, so Kansas, there is no evidence that they can operate like a blue blood in the NIL era. None. Like if the kind of chain reaction that North Carolina blowing that 15-point lead in the second half of the 2022 title game
has had. The chain reaction of Ryan Kalkbrenner getting hurt in the first round.
Yeah. If Ryan Nembhard doesn't get hurt in late February,
they're not a 9 seed then.
That's true. But they played well in the Big East tournament, so
yeah, they made the Big East title game and then shot 3.
I don't know. It's fun. That can be an entire different podcast episode. Chain of reactions in college basketball and how things would be different. That would be a fun offseason.
North Carolina got to face a 15 seed in the Elite Eight.
Kansas's last 4 NCAA tournaments, granted 2023 was kind of fluky because Self was in the hospital during it because of heart issues. And then they lose to Arkansas and they won the Big 12 regular season title. So they were good. But then 2024, not great. Part of it was the McCullough injury, but they got smoked in the second round by Gonzaga. In 2025, they lose in the first round to Arkansas. And then this year, they lose in the second round to St. John. So, we're going on 4 straight years now without Kansas in the Sweet 16. And I feel like that's, kind of not being talked about.
Jonathan, they haven't had a top 50 offense in 3 years.
Yeah, that's very unlike Bill Self.
Bill Self is still one of the best coaches in college basketball, no doubt. But like, how much of this? And let's be completely honest here. They haven't done shit on the road in the last 3 years. They haven't done shit.
And Allen Fieldhouse is feeling like more, winnable than it has been.
Yeah, Wes Miller won there.
Would
they
ever
got
win
fired
there
a month later.
No, nobody would ever win there. And like in recent years, like Mark Pope won there at BYU. Who won there this year? That was like
Wes.
Yeah, that was outrageous. Outrageous that they lost like that.
They got totally smoked. They lost 2 home games this year. That never happens. They lost 2 home games last year. They lost to West Virginia without Tucker DeVries.
Yeah, they lost.
And Amani Hansberry.
They lost to Texas Tech at home last year too. Like, I think they lost 3 home games last year.
They had that ridiculous Houston game.
Yeah, that was insane. But regardless, you're right about them. Kentucky is like on the verge of firing a coach, which like with the resources that like these schools have, when you hire a coach, he should be there for a long time.
When you hire a coach, he should retire there.
Is Michael Malone going to retire at North Carolina? You're thinking long and hard about this.
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, I think it'll be his last head coaching job.
Okay. But you think it's because he gets fired?
I think there will be like eventually.
Oh, dude, Ryba just entered the portal. Wow.
Who?
Ryba.
Trilly said that the other day.
Yeah, that's a shame. Anyway.
No, I think UConn wants to get a little older in the front court.
Makes sense. Anyway.
The problem with that is that everyone wants to get older in the front court.
And older in general. So.
All right.
Anything else on this?
Final grade on the Michael Malone hire.
I'll give it a B.
Uninspiring. I think he can make a Final Four there.
I don't know. There's so many variables at play here. It's just it's tough to say.
I agree.
His resume is obviously pretty tremendous. But, being an NBA champion and all. All right, where do we want to go next here?
Do we have to talk about the cup chair?
Do we?
I think we have to talk about the cup chair.
Okay, you could start.
There has not been a coach put in a bigger cup chair in college basketball, maybe in the history of the sport, than what just happened to Matt McMahon at LSU. Like, they didn't even do like a whole "we're firing Matt McMahon" press release type stuff. They just said like, "Oh yeah, Will Wade's the coach now."
Doug, this has been going on for like a month. It feels like 2 months.
And apparently, it's like Will Wade had burned every bridge in Raleigh.
Like they were just waiting to hire the president so this could happen. From McNeese.
Yeah, I mean, they hired Heath Schroyer. And like, look, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind. Like, oh yeah, I get why Wade is doing this. And I don't think this was going to be the plan originally when he went to NC State, considering NC State. I think when this all happened because LSU's athletic director essentially got booted out by the governor because Brian Kelly didn't win enough football games. I'm sorry.
That organization, that university.
Scott Woodward was put in a cuck chair.
Okay.
LSU is just going to be cuck chair university.
Can I make a comparison here?
Yes.
So we agree that Wade did some some solid things at LSU, right? This first time there.
Yes.
Like they were good. They had good teams. They were
You think this
enjoyable.
is Sean Miller at Xavier?
Huh?
Are you about to say you think this is Sean Miller at Xavier?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because like Sean Miller was like really good at Xavier. This is like West Virginia football bringing back Rich Rod, but like
It's
with
just
significantly less success.
It's just aura farming.
Like
I disagree. I think Will Wade can. I think Will Wade's a good coach. I think he gets the era of college basketball that we're in, and I think that I think that his team checked out this year. So I think that was part of it.
Rich Rod like almost made a national title game at West Virginia.
I know.
Like
Rich Rod was hired at West Virginia because Pat McAfee basically said, "I will buy this job for you."
That's true. That's true. But this is like what I was gonna say is this is like bringing back Rich Rod. If Rich Rod's like biggest accomplishment was like
getting fired,
smoked in the Outback poll, like what was Will Wade's like biggest accomplishment at LSU? They did win an SEC regular season title, right?
Yeah, that's it. They went 16-2 in the SEC.
And then they promptly got upset in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament.
Yeah, and then they made the Sweet 16, and they lost to a better team
and got smoked.
Yeah, by a better team. Yeah, and Maryland fans are still mad that Maryland fans still think Tremont Waters traveled.
Oh, that was a great freaking game.
Oh, one of the best.
Great
game against Yale too.
The Skylar Mays Euro step from like the 3-point line lives in my head. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it was early in that game, I think.
I know the play. That Maryland team was like clearly a year, like that 2020 Maryland team was awesome.
Maybe I'm off here, but this just seems Will Wade is a talent accumulator. He's not a great X's and O's coach. He's not a great schematic.
And coach. He's more than anything, he's an aura farmer.
Yeah, but he gets good players to play.
But one thing I will add here, it does not appear that Andrew Slater is following him.
Yeah.
Because Andrew Slater has been tweeting a lot about Brian Hodgson recently. And I don't know if he's going to Providence.
Who is doing a terrific job, by the way, and we will get to him.
But I don't think he's going to LSU.
No. Wade has never had a huge problem getting talent before Andrew Slater was his GM. But I will say that as we found out, he was, paying players before it was legal to do so. So that could explain a little bit.
Yes.
So, I mean, but if you look at like the names that they've been connected to early in the portal season, it's very clear it's going to be like much of the same at LSU as it was at McNeese and NC State and his first LSU stint. He is going to get talent there and he's going to get athleticism there, and that could win in the SEC. On a national level, who knows?
Yeah, I think it's a good hire.
I'd give it the same grade I gave Malone.
I think it's a clear upgrade. I think it makes LSU. I would give it a better grade than Malone.
Do you know a single person thought Matt McMahon was a good hire when LSU hired him?
I think this makes LSU relevant in basketball.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And LSU has been relevant under one coach in the last 15 years.
It is the guy that they brought back.
Yep, and I think that's a good thing. Now, I do think that the whole McNeese East situation, I think McNeese East situation in Baton Rouge is a little weird, but my favorite athletic department in the country right now,
LSU?
You got Will Wade, Kim Mulkey, and Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, how badly I would want to be like the swimming coach in those head coaches meetings.
Are those like real things, like head coach meeting?
I would assume that the athletic director like gets the head coaches and says, "Hey, like we're having a meeting every once in a while."
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. I would to be a fly on the wall of a Kim Mulkey, Will Wade, Lane Kiffin conversation.
There's
honestly, I would pay a lot of money that I don't have to LSU NIL that they don't need. in order to do that. They should totally be a fly on the wall in these conversations and like put it towards their NIL.
Yeah, probably. Not that they need a whole ton.
Yeah, not that they need it. Like, they are one of the only programs that absolutely does not need. Like, they are going to have money, man. Like, they are going to, like, they spent a lot last year. They really did. They're going to spend a lot too. So I think that's one of the things here. Like, it really puts them in terms of financially, it secures them.
Yeah.
He brought back Johnny Jones too, which is like hilarious because he was the coach there before Will Wade.
I did not even know that.
Dude, their staff is Rick Stansbury and Johnny Jones right now. What is he doing? They're just going to get players.
Yeah, that's the general idea of Will Wade. He's going to get players.
Like, can you get one X's and O's guy on SF? Like, at least at NC State, you had a couple of them.
No. And he'll still.
I mean, LSU is Aura Farm University. Like,
he'll still out scheme Brad Brownell in an NCAA tournament game.
I mean, LSU is just Aura Farm University.
AFU.
Yeah, I mean, let's move on.
Okay.
Shall we talk Justin Gainey?
That's where you're going next?
I mean, I think it's the logical solution.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
First of all,
I guess it does tie, yeah.
Very not graceful way for Will Wade to leave NC State.
Goes without saying.
But I think everyone saw it coming once the Scott Woodward situation played out. Because there were like rumors of this stuff like playing out even before that. And then once Woodward got forced out and they hire the McNeese president and they hire Heath Schroyer, and like the rumors are they're going to hire Heath Schroyer. It's just like, yeah, we know this is happening.
Dude, Harrison told me this was like a possibility, like back in like October, like before the season started.
And then Brian Kelly didn't win enough football games, and it like became obvious.
Yeah, like that might be his best call ever. He told me this was a possibility before Will Wade coached a single game at NC State.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
So,
we've got.
What do we think of Justin Gainey?
I don't like the initial returns.
Okay.
I don't like that in the press conference, Boo Corrigan is like, we're going away from the analytics model. I think Justin Gainey, look, Rick Barnes is a great coach, and the way Rick Barnes holds Justin Gainey in super high regard, I like it. This feels like a nostalgia hire.
Alum.
Yeah,
right.
Like alum, beloved, probably a good basketball coach. Definitely a feel-good moment for the athletic department when they really need it. It wins the press conference. I don't think it elevates the program.
The Rick Barnes coaching tree has like a really bad track record, right?
I just know that Kim English is on it.
Well, it's Kim, it's Frank Haith, it's Rodney Terry.
Oh God.
Rob Lanier, like
let me pull up coachingties.com.
Michael Schwartz, like
coachingties.com.
Yeah, this is not been a good tree.
Yeah, and look, I think Rick Barnes is a good coach, and I think Justin Gainey probably is a sharp basketball mind. His first head coaching job is at his alma mater. That's real tough. Mm-hmm. That's real tough. That's real tough. And it's not like Evan Brads that we'll get into later that I think is a tremendous hire. This is big boy basketball.
Does it concern you at all that like
Dennis Felton is part of the coaching tree?
Justin Gainey has been with Rick Barnes for like what, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
Does it concern you at all that he left, like assuming like, Barnes is probably retiring in the next couple of years and he left to take NC State?
I think that for him, NC State is more meaningful than Tennessee.
Even though Tennessee's a better job.
Yes. I think NC State can spend.
Oh, yeah, but not as much as Tennessee.
Yes, I agree. But I look at that and I say, all right.
Jamie Kaiser to Richmond.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's save portal stuff for a different time.
I know. I just noticed it. So, he, by all accounts, like helped out with their defense.
No, I think that this has a possibility to be good. It was a late job that opened, and it's not a very good pool. They tried for Shirts, they couldn't get him. This was reasonable.
Good.
It's a bad cycle, man. It's a bad cycle.
C plus.
Yeah, I would agree. All right.
More grading on a curve, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm not giving like full grades for everything.
Okay.
Maybe I will, but this is definitely a C. Like, I'll probably do like the Will Warren 3-man weave thing at some point where I grade all the hires on like that curve where you can only give
a certain amount of each grade. Yeah.
Yeah. This would be a C or a D.
Yeah.
Jared Calhoun.
Oh, awesome hire.
Yeah, like I'm not sure this would be one of my A's if I'm like only can give 5 A's, and I'd probably give most of them to mid majors and stuff like that. But
yeah,
this is as good of a high major hire as there is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like,
makes sense. Knows the program. Knows the area.
Everyone wins at Utah State, but he also like won at Youngstown State.
Yeah, I mean, he was an off the board hire at Utah State, but he's also made back-to-back tournaments there, won a tournament game, won regular season titles. Like, he had the best year of any of the last 4 coaches at Utah State in terms of KenPom this year. Obviously, all 4 of those have moved up. Only one of them has had success moving up, is what I'll say, though. Danny Sprinkle has sucked at Washington. Straight sucked. I think I'm going to be okay saying that right now. That team, I thought, was talented enough to be really, really good, and they went 7-13 in the Big Ten. I'm sorry.
So
Malcolm Miller came on this podcast and said they spent $15 million. If they spent $15 million and Danny Sprinkle went 7-13, I don't care about the injuries. That's a disaster. Now, Odom has had a ton of success. Odom's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, he's moved up again. So
yeah, I mean, I love Calhoun. Austin Mitchell, friend of the program, sent me some stuff of his offense, some clips of his offense, and I was just like,
"Oh, his offense is unbelievable."
It's just awesome to watch.
Yeah, they were a top 25.
But here's my thing:
here,
a lot of the coaches when they leave Utah State, and I think something that Odom was able to bring Max Shulga and Sean Bairstow.
Yeah,
Sprinkle brought great Asabor, which was probably the wrong decision.
Well, he was like the highest paid player in the country that year.
Yeah. Who is Calhoun bringing? Is he?
I think Elamine.
Elamine, great player.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Like,
I actually like that.
We already know he's not.
I like giving him the opportunity to build a new roster. It's maybe not going to be the best in year 1. But I also knew
it was very likely he wasn't bringing Falslev.
Yeah, I mean, Falslev was like in the meetings when they hired him. Like he was part of the hire.
Falslev is like the program guy right now in college basketball.
Mason Falslev is going to be the head coach at Utah State one day.
Yeah,
like I'm calling my shot right now. Mason Falslev will be the head coach at Utah State in 25 years.
Him and Dalton connect in yearly November buy games. Will feed families.
I'm calling my shot right now. Mason Falslev will be the head coach at Utah State.
What is with us just like giving like current college basketball players head coaching jobs?
No. I'm not saying in 2 years. I'm not saying in 5 years. In 25 years, Mason Falslev will be the head coach at Utah State.
If we're still doing this pod long enough to like come back to this, like that'll be great.
That would be really fun.
So, really good hire.
I like that. I like giving him and I also don't think that this Utah State roster would have like survived the grind of a Big 12 schedule.
Probably not.
I don't think it's built to take those levels of punches.
Elamine, by like all accounts, is like can be a pro.
I love Elamine.
Like if he clicks. So
yeah, I like this hire.
He was really impressive in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, I love it. I think I'd probably give it an A.
Okay, can I just say, I don't think Randy Bennett would have left St. Mary's if it wasn't for like a retirement gig.
Yeah, I mean he's going to.
I think this is a retirement gig. I think he wanted to leave the St. Mary's program before the St. Mary's program left him.
Leave the game before it leaves you.
Leave the football before the football leaves you. And pass it off to Mickey McConnell. Because he already watched Justin Joyner not be able to be the guy that he can pass it off to. He went to Michigan, and now is the head coach at Oregon State. Good story coming on Basket Under Review from myself and the great Joey Dwyer.
Too many greats on this pod.
The illustrious, the prolific Joey Dwyer. Is that better?
Okay.
The illustrious Joey Dwyer, who released a terrific story today that I think we'll talk about a little later.
So, I think here's what I'll say. Randy Bennett is like probably taking this job to like go play golf and like tickets, but he also may win some basketball games in the process.
I don't know, man. I don't think I don't think Arizona State has ever done one thing serious in athletics.
I mean, the football.
They have so much money tied up in Kenny Dillingham right now. Do they have the money for football, like for basketball? Is James Harden funding this roster? If not, where are they getting the money from?
You said that like they're not broke, but like I think like their basketball program is.
That's what I just said. I think their basketball program is broke.
Yeah, they spend on football. Like they have money.
Yeah, they're one
None
of the
of it goes to basketball.
In football.
None of it goes to basketball, which I didn't realize Arizona State like all of a sudden became this like big time like football investment, but I guess like their baseball program is also really serious too, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just not in on this.
And like are these St. Mary's guys coming? Like I saw Shaw was visiting, but like
look. Randy Bennett winning basketball games will never surprise me. I also don't know how his system translates to the Big 12. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. His system was made to beat Gonzaga.
Terrific basketball coach. I don't think this is a serious. I don't think they're getting the same Randy Bennett that St. Mary's has gotten for the last 25 years. And if they are, by all means, I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Luke Murray.
Probably my favorite hire of the cycle.
I don't think anybody pound for pound did a better job this cycle than Boston College. Like, and just imagine saying like,
how did they get him? How did they get him?
How like because I think here's what it is. They're the first high major program that's not scared of hiring an assistant.
Nor should they be. They have
in a cycle where so many assistants got. This was the year of the assistant.
Dude, Luke Murray would have been a good hire at North Carolina.
I agree.
Serious.
Now,
dead serious.
Can I say something? I think it would have been a better hire at North Carolina than Boston College.
Well, because he has money to actually win.
I just don't like. I don't know what the ceiling is at Boston College. Like
do we have
win? He'll win. Like, but
do
what
we
is
have
winning
to evaluate this?
Is winning, finishing middle of the pack in the ACC? Is winning somehow scrounging up a way to make the NCAA tournament?
Luke Murray's going to have to be better on the whiteboard than basically everyone else, which he is, and he has been doing that at UConn. But do we have to evaluate this like we evaluate Kyle Smith?
Yeah, I think so. But the other thing about Luke is like Luke has young kids. Luke has young kids. Kyle Smith has kids that are graduating high school. Luke is around 40 years old right now?
Yeah. My one worry with him is
Luke's 41. Okay.
My one worry with him is
young kids. That's a great place to raise a family.
In Boston.
So I get that a lot. It's a better it's a better opportunity than High Point or Charleston in terms of being in the ACC.
I don't know.
I think you can prove more. I think there was like rumors of him in the High Point talk last year. There was definitely rumors of Charleston this year. I think it's a better opportunity to prove yourself than those places. The ceiling is obviously lower in terms of relative success.
I don't know if I'd call raising your kids 20 miles from Tony Patelis is like a great place to raise your kids, but I guess
No. But like Chestnut
each their
Hill,
own.
Newton, legitimately amazing like place to raise your family. It's why Tony Patelis isn't raising his family in Newton.
So,
I think Luke Murray is going to be successful at Boston College. I think he will be hired from Boston College by somebody and be more successful at that next place, simply because that's just what I think is going to happen. But will he take them to the tournament before that? Will he? Like, I think that's the question. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is, certainly a tough job. And my worry is is Boston College just career suicide? But
I think that if Luke Murray can go 500 in the ACC at Boston College, he'll be the top name on the market. I guess Earl Grant went like 9-11 and 8-12.
But check the KenPom ranks.
71 isn't bad.
In that ACC, yes, it is.
He had an NBA player. But Boston College has not been higher than 67th in KenPom since 2007. If Luke Murray gets them to the top 60 in KenPom, he should be the top candidate in the country next year, or whenever he does it.
Yeah, I think he'll move up from this.
I feel bad, kind of being negative on Boston College on the idea that hey, you just hired a great coach. I think you made the best hire maybe of the entire cycle, and it's because he's going to move up from you.
Well, unfortunately, that's
that's kind of what Boston College is, because they know it themselves. Boston College, the administration, they want to be Notre Dame, and they want to be Harvard, and they want to be Duke. They want to be all of those schools. They're none of them. They want to be Notre Dame football. They're not Notre Dame football. They want to be like Harvard, Duke academically. They're a good school. They're not that level. Boston colleges want to be Notre Dame in every way. They want to be, but they don't invest the money in athletics to be that, because it's just not there. There's no the level of interest is just not there. There are definitely, there's more interest, I think, than maybe has been shown over the last few years. I think with Luke in the mix and Bill Murray in the mix and some other potential money coming in, I think that it'll be better than they'll have more NIL than they have. And I think this is as good of a hire as anyone could have made. But again, how you're Boston College. You know, and BC fans know this. They're not going to be able to keep a good coach if they have one, and the odds that they get one are very low. And they're a filler school in the ACC. Let's be honest here, and I think their fans kind of know that.
A++.
Yeah, A+.
Yeah.
I hope Boston College goes to the tournament with Luke Murray. I want to see that, because I want to see Boston College go to the tournament and then see if they can build off of it. See if they can build some momentum from it. Because I don't want Boston College to be a filler school in the ACC. I think having a good college team in Boston would be great for the sport. I think a Boston College-UConn rivalry would be great for the sport. I think a Boston College-Syracuse rivalry, if both are good, would be great for the sport. I think I think the more programs that are serious about investing, the better it is for the sport. And if it takes Boston College being really good under Luke for a few years and then just needing to hit that next level, if that's what it takes, then I'd love to see that. And I think Luke is the guy that can potentially do that.
Yeah. All right.
More likely than not ends up somewhere else.
Let's where do we want to go here now?
Ronald Norred.
Oh.
I think it's a good hire. Yeah. I don't think Butler was going to do much better. Well-regarded NBA assistant. I think Sweeney said he interviewed for Iowa last year. Tough-nosed defensive guy that knows the program. bringing in kind of a diverse staff of like all these different guys who were role players in 2011 on different teams.
Mm-hmm.
So again, kind of like BC though, just like where's the level of investment going to come from?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it a floor raiser. It's probably not a huge ceiling either. It's more just like Butler. I mean, I don't think there's a hire that Butler could have realistically made that would make me say this is the deal. This is the one that gets Butler back to the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think it's that kind of school. Like that hired an alum. They had hired someone that'll get the fan base excited. Yeah, they already added a couple kids in the portal, so I don't think it's a bad hire. I think there was only so much they could do.
I agree. Now let's move on. Alan Huss.
I like them taking Ellerby.
Alan Huss.
Like this is just an extension of McDermott in my
Okay,
eyes.
can I just say this? This might not end well. Just gonna say it. Like
Elaborate.
Flynn Clayman was the real genius behind those High Point teams. You knew I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
You were egging me on to say it. I think Alan Huss is probably a good coach. And I like that it keeps the culture going. They're getting Hudson Greer back. They're getting a couple guys back. They brought in Oswin. I think Oswin's talented. Also, look at the defenses that Oswin's been on.
Good scheme fit. I wrote about it yesterday.
But like, look at the defenses that Oswin's been on. Look at where they've ranked.
Okay.
This is a Matthew Winnick Cardinal sin. Do not take bigs from bad defenses.
Interesting. So does Aiden Sherrill also apply here?
Do not take bigs. I think Alabama wasn't a bad defense because of Aiden Sherrill, though.
I don't think Providence is a bad defense because of Oswin.
I think that's true as well.
His defense.
I mean, Alabama's guards like couldn't guard anything, and Providence's guards couldn't guard anything.
His defensive on-off was exceptional for a team that was horrible.
Okay, we'll get back to this on the portal episode. But you make a good point on Sherrill.
Mm-hmm.
I think Huss will be fine. Probably lowers the standard of the program. Obviously, they were really bad this year. They'll probably be a good deal better next year. But like, I don't think I don't like they made 5 straight tournaments and it would have been 6 if the COVID year happened. I don't think we're going to see that level of consistency from them, and I think that's fine.
I have an interesting question for you, Mr.
Yeah, go ahead.
So who is the starting center for the University of Connecticut here this year?
Terrace Reed.
He was okay in the NCAA tournament, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that before he played at the University of Connecticut, he was on?
Can you read who his coach was?
14th ranked defense. Do you know who Oswin's coach was?
Good point. It's a great point.
No, I think there's some legit. Like,
look, I haven't done my full analysis on the portal stuff yet. I've thought about like 3 portal guys in full, and they're the guys that are going to Syracuse.
I'm selectively choosing here. I literally pulled up Ken Palm. I'm like, okay, who's the first center I can find that like fits this narrative? But I think you make some valid points on Huss. It is, in all.
I don't think Oswin's a bad take. To be completely clear,
in theory
Owen Freeman was a bad take, and I said that from the very start.
In-house hires are risky.
I like that he has proof of concept. I think Flynn Clayman was the real genius behind it.
The system they run works. We've seen it work, and if they can execute it year after year, they'll be fine. It's just, I think you have some valid points here.
All right, Scott Cross, Georgia Tech.
What do we think here?
A lot of Waffle Houses in Atlanta. Don't really have a take.
You saying they're always going to be open?
No, it's just like his whole bit at Troy was like, we only recruit players who like the Waffle House because that's the only thing we have. They'll be better than they were under Damon, probably.
Yeah, I think that's. I'd hope that
Mainly considering Troy was better than Georgia Tech was this year.
I really don't hope they lose 12 in a row to end the season. But
yeah, I mean, no proof that they'll win anything there.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we'll see. Like Cross
get back to me when
ran
they
some
have
nice
a
defenses at Troy. He ran some good defenses at UT Arlington, and they gave up on him for God knows what reason. Yeah, I think this can work. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it can work. All right, let's move on. Casey Alexander, Kansas State. I love this one. I think this is one of the better ones. And I also, I don't mind that he's not bringing the Belmont guys.
If he wanted to make a Belmont team in the Big 12, he would not do very well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Casey's smart enough to realize that.
Would
I like to get
Belmont players
one of Charnowski, Orm, or Lundblade? Yes. Do I think Owen Dillon? It's Owen, right? It's pronounced Owen.
Yeah.
Owen Dillon, Jack Smiley, Jabez Jenkins. Do I think those guys are going to be impact guys in the Big 10 more so than or in the Big 12 to a level that it would preclude you from adding other guys? Absolutely not. So if K-State maintains I haven't heard K-State in a lot of rumors. That's what I'll say. That's the only thing I'll say.
Listen, here's my read on it.
He got that job a while ago, but and he also did not bring his associate head coach, Brian Ayers, who was there with Rick Byrd for a long time. So that is something to note. But I trust Casey. I think he's a great coach. I think that they will run, and if they will run efficient offense. Who the players will be remains to be seen.
So here's my read on it, Tim. Here's my read on it. And talking specifically to the whole Belmont players situation, Charnowski, Lundblade, Orm, all good players. I wrote about two of them because they've already committed schools, and I like the fits for both. Those three together, not making the most enticing high major roster because the defense will not be good.
I like Charnowski on defense. I think Orm's a good defender. I don't know
think Orm's a good defender. I think he's just okay.
I don't know if it works together at the high major level.
Charnowski is the one that I think.
Charnowski to me is one of the best bigs in the portal
because he's a legit
if you brought Drew Charnowski to Kansas State, I would say, all right, here you go, you're cooking.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's going to get a lot of money somewhere else, and that's fine. Charnowski to me was the most impactful player on that team. He was the most impactful player in the Missouri Valley, in my opinion.
Agreed.
I think he should have won the Larry Bird Trophy.
Don't disagree with that entirely.
I don't think it should have been Tyler Lundblade. I don't think it should have been Jaquan Johnson. I think it should have been Drew Charnowski.
No, I think it's okay that he's going in other directions here. Casey's offense has always been really, really good, and I think there are a multitude of options here for them to build in the lead offense.
I'm very curious to see who he brings in to be his point guard and who he brings in to be his center.
Mm-hmm.
Because Belmont has always had some unique offensive centers, whether it's under Rick Byrd, under Casey. They've always had some skilled offensive centers that can do some interesting things. Very curious to see how that plays in the Big 12, because the Rick Byrd coaching tree hasn't made it to high major basketball, Jonathan. Rick Byrd never coached high major basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I think Casey is terrific. I think he's really smart, and I think he'll find a way to make it work. Kind of like how Bucky found a way to make it work. It's not the exact same thing. It's very similar. But he recruited the right athletes for his system at the high major level. Kind of juiced up the guys. Had and figured it out. And it's essentially the same. There's a little bit of difference. I think Casey can do the same thing. I think he's really smart.
Yeah.
So good hire.
Yeah. Totally.
Brian Hodgson.
I mean, they're running a serious operation now.
I can't think of a more perfect fit between coach and fan base in the country. Just a guy who does not give a shit what people think of him. Actually, maybe gives too many shits about what people think of him, but also doesn't give a shit about what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he is out there. He is out there. But
Well,
like, he will say whatever. He will go on Twitter, interact. He will be a loose cannon in the best way imaginable for Providence. Recruits the crap out of it. Comes with some money into the program that already has a lot of money in it. They're killing it in recruiting right now in terms of just getting big names to start this off. And I also think he's just like a really smart basketball coach. And I think that's one of the things that people are forgetting about the whole Hodgson thing, is that he's just a really smart basketball coach.
Yeah. Very very analytically sound.
Analytics focused. Nate Oates tree, and I think and I think he's a little more adaptable than Oates has shown over the last few years. Obviously Oates has proven success at a higher level. We'll have to see how that turns out. But yeah, I love this hire. I think it's one of the better high major ones, no doubt.
Yeah, gets talent, analytically sounds, has donor backing. This will work.
I will say though, if it doesn't work, oh God, the Big East Twitter is going to eat him alive.
I mean, can it be any worse than what's happened to Ed Cooley?
No, I'm just saying it's just like that's been a bad look for Ed Cooley.
Yeah.
Back to I think the last high major hire, Jonathan, that we haven't talked about, Jerry McNamara to Syracuse.
Yeah, like
I don't think it's the move that I would have made at first, but I think it's the highest ceiling move in terms of what Syracuse can be. Like, Jerry winning at Syracuse would be better than anyone else winning at Syracuse. He's put together a really good staff.
Yeah.
With Ben Lee, Ryan Daly, Jamal Brunt, 3 guys from different spots, and obviously AO's in there as well. So I think that's going to be really good. The donor backing will be there in big numbers if there's any proof of concept. Any proof. So I think it's going to be. I think he's a smart coach too. He's won. He's one of the different. Like, do I think like Eric Olin is a better basketball coach than Jerry McNamara? And would I have probably given him a call first if I were the athletic director? Yeah. But like, it's a really easy one to get the fan. This is a really easy one to get the fan base behind.
Yeah.
It's a very good basketball coach with a very good basketball staff. And he comes with a couple players too, and I think that helps.
Yeah, I think that, he's shown a good ability to evaluate talent in his, brief tenure as a head coach. He's young. Let him go with the job. He clearly knows how to surround himself with smart people, as evidenced by his staffs at both Siena and Syracuse. I could see this working. He'll make some mistakes. He's young. All young coaches are, prone to a mistake here and there. Let him get through them. Let him become better because of it. I think this is a good hire.
Yeah. I think it's good for Syracuse.
Mm-hmm. I think the eval part is maybe the most underrated thing about him.
I think it's a huge thing with that staff. Like, they were very, very good on the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, that's every high major hire.
Okay.
You know what it's time for?
Mid-major hires.
Me to quote tweet this on Mid-Major Madness.
And
say we're talking about mid-major coaching hires.
Strategic.
Just give me a second.
I will give you a second. Where to start here? I'm trying to think. Where do I want to start?
Well, we're going to start at the top of the list.
Oh, are we going alphabetical now?
Yeah. We were going alphabetical for most of that.
Oh, we were?
For most of it, yes.
Finally. I've been waiting for an hour and 5 minutes to talk about Joe Crispin.
Go ahead. Talk about Joe Crispin.
Literally have nothing to say.
I think this is the toughest job.
In the country.
Maybe in the entire sport.
In the country. I don't even think it's close. Like you could say, oh, what about Army and Navy? They're also, military.
They're in the Patriot League.
They play in the Patriot League, not the freaking Mountain West.
Yeah.
So, granted, the Mountain West is getting worse, but like it's still going to be good league. Way better than the Patriot League, anyway.
I would also say, this is the type of job that gets sickos really excited.
Crispin.
Joe Crispin he's won games before at the Division III level. What are the odds he wins at any level at Air Force?
Mm-hmm.
Basically 0. But the Mountain West isn't as good as it has been, and maybe that's good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
What is success at Air Force to you?
500 in the league?
It's impossible.
Like, I'm setting a high bar here, but
win 7 league games, maybe 6. I don't know.
It's just a horrible job.
They played 20 games in that conference. At least they did this year.
Yeah.
They haven't won more than.
Conference is getting worse.
Yeah, Joe Scott in 6 years won 3, 12, 15 games in 6 years. 15 league games in 6 years.
Who is the new Mountain West? What are the teams in there?
Oh God, it is Hawaii, UC Davis, and UTEP are in. Boise, Fresno, Utah State, Colorado State, San Diego State are out.
So now go through what will be the Mountain West next year.
New Mexico,
okay,
UNLV,
mm-hmm.
Nevada, San Jose State. Hold on. Let me make sure I have this right. Conference realignment.
West. All right, I have it for you.
I have it.
Okay.
Hawaii, UC Davis, UTEP, Grand Canyon, Air Force, UNLV, Nevada, New Mexico, San Jose State, Wyoming. I mean, the biggest spenders in that league are New Mexico and Grand Canyon.
How many of those teams would have finished like top half of this year's Mountain West, which was a Mountain West that was down?
I mean, New Mexico did.
Yeah.
Nevada did, right?
I think they finished 5th, I want to say.
All right, let's.
They were 72nd. Like, they had a good year.
I think we can move on.
I just the point is the conference is becoming easier, which I think is,
Yeah, it
means you should be able to, in theory, win more games.
Dustin Ford to Akron. I think we have to talk about John Gross to Charleston before we talk about that.
Yeah.
So, and I think we have to talk about Chris Mack to South Florida before we talk about that. So you want to skip to Chris Mack right now?
Sure.
I hate this hire.
I do too.
I think it's one of the worst, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just after the last 2 guys they've had, it's just totally uninspiring.
Chris Mack is a name. If you ask Charleston fans, Charleston had the best NIL in the CAA the last 2 years. If you ask Charleston's 153 and 174 in KenPom, how they feel about that, they say that it's underperforming.
Yeah, after what Kelsey did.
It underperformed their KenPom back-to-back years. Charleston is a team that is poised to be dominant within the CAA, and they were very good in the CAA. Dominant within the CAA in terms of their NIL, their location, their facilities, their fan base, and everything. Them and UNC Wilmington. And UNC Wilmington just straight up completely lapped them program-wise over the last 2 years. Obviously, UNC Wilmington went 4-1 against Chris Mack in his time there. UNC Wilmington won 27 games back-to-back years, outperformed KenPom both years as well. That is not something Chris Mack did. Obviously, Siddle signed an extension. I'm not saying hire Takeo Siddle. I'm saying they should have hired somebody young and on the rise in that job. Like maybe they should have hired Luke Murray.
Yeah.
It's clearly a place you can move up from. Brian Hodgson just did it. Amir Abdur-Rahim was going to do it. They are investing in basketball. But Charleston was investing in basketball. And it led them to good seasons. It didn't lead them to what their fan base was hoping for. Now, maybe Charleston fans were just expecting too much right after Pat Kelsey. Maybe they were. And maybe Chris Mack still has it. But Chris Mack didn't have it in his last time. Like Chris Mack didn't. Chris Mack kind of started the fall off of Louisville after 20. Obviously, Louisville kind of fell off a little bit and he had that really good year in 2020, kind of coming back from the whole Patino situation. But then they were bad after that, and then the Kenny Payne thing happened, and then obviously they hired Pat Kelsey. Chris Mack was really good at Xavier. He's not the right hire. I don't like it. I think Charleston upgraded pretty significantly with John Gross.
I wouldn't say pretty significantly, but I will say they upgraded. So I think Gross did a really good job at Akron. They played fast the last couple years. They played slow a couple years before that. Teams were emphasized on guards and spacing. And I think that'll work at Charleston. I just, I don't think Gross is this huge upgrade to Mac.
I do.
So what he did at Illinois still bothers me.
I think that's fair.
NC State just released their whole coaching staff.
Oh, I want to see this. Who is it?
Alvin Brooks, Riley Collins, Matthew Driscoll, Anthony Goins, Bill Komar is the director of operations.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, Driscoll has, head coaching experience. Brooks is obviously,
Jake Hall is in the transfer portal.
Who?
Jake Hall.
When did this happen?
Dylan Godfrey just committed to Binghamton. He should have just stayed at Canisius the whole time.
Dude, Denzel Avery just committed to Florida?
What?
There's no way.
I didn't even know he was in the portal.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if he has eligibility. I don't think he has eligibility left. He definitely needs a waiver, but
what would he get a waiver for?
Dude, I don't know, but that's so funny.
He played 12 games his freshman year. 32, 39, 36. Get this guy out of here.
He basically went to Todd Golden last offseason and was like, listen, I want this much money. Golden said, we don't think you're worth this much money. So they let him leave. Then he goes to Kentucky, was fine there, comes back to Todd and is like, yeah, see, told you so. Dude,
get this guy out of here.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know he was in the portal.
If he gets a waiver, that's the single funniest Marfo ever.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my God. Jake Hall is a really big portal addition.
Yeah, John Gross, I like. Dustin Ford, I think, is the right move for Akron to kind of keep it in-house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Late in the cycle. I don't know where they would go otherwise with that. Would it have been the right move to hire a Clint Sargent there? Maybe.
No, well, it's not a bad name to throw out.
Chris Capco to Ball State. I can't say I like this one.
Okay. I don't have a real thought on this.
I mean, it's just you look at his bio and it's he has a successful track record of his bio is all about the Silver Waves media lists. and recruiting NBA players at SMU and USC. And I'm just like, they didn't win anything. Like, those teams weren't good at SMU and USC. Like, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I can't say I like this one. Tough MAC job, no doubt. So who knows?
Okay.
Evan Brads. This is one of my favorites. Easy A for me.
Yeah, smart dude, like Belmont guy. Was a key part, I think, in helping Duke become this like elite sets team this year. And
here's what we got.
Really good after timeouts.
Rick Bird, Brad Stevens, John Shire.
Yeah.
3 pretty smart basketball guys, separately from different places. All of them from much different backgrounds in basketball. All of them unbelievable basketball coaches. All of them say amazing things about Evan Brads.
Yeah.
He has won as a player. He has now been a successful assistant coach. Obviously, there is no telling whether he can be a leader at this level. We'll have to see. But I think it's going to work. This, to me, is slam dunk. Plays the bird, keeps the bird tree going. You had 2 amazing options between him and Mick Hedgepeth. And I just kind of think, like, if you weren't going to hire Evan Brad, somebody else was going to at some point. And obviously, Mick is going to be the same way.
Yeah, big time hire, young guy, really smart.
31 years old.
Think he'll do well there.
Kyle Getter at Cal Baptist.
I saw some people saying that this was like kind of a long time coming. Like he should have gotten a head coaching job earlier.
Yeah, was on Tony Bennett's staff back in the day.
Okay.
Won the national championship on that staff.
So is he going to play pack line?
I think that's big. Don't really know a ton about him.
No, I'm not going to sit here and try to evaluate hires, but from guys that I don't know.
But he was like part of the VCU staff in some way with Shaka. And I'm just like, how many more guys are going to?
The Shaka tree is insane. So
how many more guys are going to spawn from that staff?
So it's like the freaking Nick Saban 2015 staff.
It's just like people keep popping up as good hires from that staff. Todd Lee from USC going to Cal State Bakersfield.
So again, don't know much about it.
He was fine at South Dakota.
Was he the head coach there?
Yeah, I mean, he won 60% of his conference games. So, sure.
Yeah.
I don't really have a ton of thoughts on this. I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Jimmy Williams to Campbell. This one I want to talk about.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Jimmy Williams. Oh, I want to talk about the Andresic part of it.
I mean, they're a mess.
Pretty clear that Campbell is not investing in basketball. So to pluck a Division II coach that just got a 1 seed.
Yeah.
When you just said we're not investing, when your old coach said you're not investing, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. How long has he been at Anderson?
4 years.
Okay.
I like it. I think it's probably a good hire. But if they're not investing, what's the success?
Yeah, his his prior 3 years at Anderson weren't spectacular record-wise, just eyeballing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, 29-3 this year. Did they lose in the first round of the NCAA tournament?
Bob Ritchie assistant, so that, like, he's probably going to run good offense. I'll have to look into, like, what Anderson did this year. Let me find this. Anderson. I mean, this year they were,
they were 29-3. They lost.
I mean, they were the number 11 offense in Division II this year.
They lost to Virginia Wise.
Yeah.
They lost to Lincoln Memorial, and they lost in the NCAA tournament to Young Harris College.
Yes. By the way, Lincoln Memorial, who fired their coach after going 25-6 last year.
Yeah.
19-12 this year.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, they lost to the eventual national runner-up in the NCAA tournament. But, like, sure, okay. They also had Wes Ennis and Elijah Freeman on that team that went what's it called? On the team that went 25-6. So maybe they should have won the national championship with those guys. Who knows?
Are there any dudes in the portal from this team?
From Anderson?
Yeah.
No idea. We'll figure it out.
I'm pulling it up right now. You go ahead.
Wes Miller to Charlotte.
I like it.
I do too.
Oh, geez. Anderson's entire team's in the portal. So, yeah, like, he can obviously coach defense and, like, has had success at a mid-major program before. Like, won a lot at UNC Greensboro. So don't know why he couldn't at Charlotte, going back to a state that he's more familiar with. Obviously has ties in the state. Yeah, just didn't quite work with Cincinnati. Yeah. Would love if he hired, like, a, offensive coordinator and just, got better on that
Isn't
side
he
of
just
the ball.
like bringing like Marcus Page and like a bunch of the Carolina guys with him?
I know Marcus Page is on his staff. I don't know who else is. Oh, Ministali's in the portal.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, no, not surprising.
Go for
it. Dude, can you imagine? I've been texting David a lot like this last week, and every time like a guy with like Minnesota ties enters the portal, he's just like, bring them home.
Who has he done it for?
Huh?
Who has he done it for?
Nick Janowski, I think. Or no, Janowski's a Wisconsin kid. Who did he do it for the other day? We did it for Kyan Evans, obviously, because that's not even a bring it home. He's just a Nico guy.
Where's he from? Kansas City.
Evans?
Yeah, Kansas City.
He's from Kansas City. Wow, I did not know that. Who did he do it for the other day?
Who cares?
Okay, I forget, but there was somebody.
Brett McConnell. I love this. Like, I don't know what success at Dartmouth looks like. I think it's a really, really hard job. Clearly 8 out of 8 in the Ivy League.
Kyle Smith Tree, right?
Mitch Henderson Tree. He was under Mitch for 15 years. And then,
before he went to Stanford?
Yeah, and did not split amicably from Princeton, is what I will say.
Oh, okay.
Very much looking forward to the post-game handshake line in the first Princeton-Dartmouth game next year. But has kind of long deserved a shot to be an Ivy head coach, and the job's just never opened. And now 4 of them have turned over in the last 3 off seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones that have stayed are Mitch, James, Mike Martin, and Tommy Amaker. And I would assume at some point we get an Amaker retirement within the next 4 or 5 years. So we'll get a change there probably. I mean, he's only 60.
I thought he was getting the Duke job still.
I mean, he's only turning 60, but like he's been a head coach for 30 years.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, he's like Harvard's all-time wins leader by like a lot.
That doesn't surprise me. He's been there forever.
Yeah, exactly. And he's only 60. So. He also made Ivy Madness this year for the first time since COVID. And they're probably gonna be the favorites in the league next year, Harvard. So yeah, there's that. I would have, and like Fran's probably not going to last like that long at Penn. Like he'll probably retire within the next couple of years.
Sure.
Like I know he said he wasn't retiring from Iowa, but like he I don't think he's got that much longer. Maybe 4 or 5 more years max. 65 years old or something, 66. So we'll see some more Ivy movement probably in the next couple of years.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at this Denzel Aberdeen stuff still.
Billy Donlin to Eastern Michigan. Kind of
Love
like
it. And it has nothing to do that he is a Northbrook, Illinois native.
Donlin was a candidate for Canisius 2 years ago. Pulled himself out of it because he knew that he could do better. And he did better.
Yeah, so this is interesting. He had some success at Wright State when he was there. You know, it was an up and down tenure. I think he was eventually fired from there, if I'm not mistaken. And then UMKC, he overachieved in 2 of 3 years there, and then I think was fired and had to go to Clemson. And UMKC is obviously not doing much better.
Yeah, I mean he's.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
No, he resigned. He resigned.
Okay, I don't think it's a coincidence that Clemson started becoming a more serious program when he got there. But, we'll see. I think, I don't think this is a terrible hire by any means.
Yeah, no, you make a great point. That's when Clemson kind of started to be good again.
Yeah. And like I said, Northbrook, Illinois native. So we like him.
Yes, that is correct. Joey Cantons.
What do you think of this?
Great hire.
Okay. I figured you would like this one.
Just successful JUCO coach.
Mm-hmm. Hire guys from lower levels. They work.
I mean, I think those guys win. Has NBA kind of like he was with the Spurs in the summer league in 2018. So like Greg Popovich thinks he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
If Greg Popovich thinks you know what you're doing, you probably know what you're doing. He's a Miami guy. He was like on the Enfield staff that made the Sweet 16, which is obviously like a feather in his cap. So I think that he's gone 120-40 over the last 5 years at Daytona State.
That seems okay.
I don't know if you could have done much better than this if you're FIU. Like that's clearly not one of the better jobs in that league.
Yeah, I mean, has Florida ties. So
yeah, he's from Miami.
Went to FIU. So
yeah, he's won 85% of his games over the last 4 years.
Seems good. Do you think he was on the Enfield staff that made the
Sweet 16 at FGCU? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he was the director. He was the Dobo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like if Greg Popovich thinks you know what you're doing, you probably know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Who's the Spurs coach now, by the way?
Oh, I forget his name, but they're so good.
Mitch Johnson is his name.
Yeah. Georgia State.
Oh my God! Former Portland assistant. Who was the head coach at Portland when this guy was an assistant? Eric Reveneau.
I don't know who that is.
I feel like I've heard this name and I need to figure out like what the deal is.
You've heard a lot of names.
Oh, he's Kyle Smith's associate head coach right now.
Of course he is.
Former Josh Pastner assistant.
Okay, out. All right, can we talk about John Cremens?
Do you have any thoughts?
No, I just like saying his last name, Cremens.
I think if you're a Byington Tree guy, that's probably a good thing. Worked for Byington.
Yeah, I mean, he was at
Georgia
JMU
Southern.
too, right?
He worked for Byington at Georgia Southern, at James Madison, and Vanderbilt. Like, he's probably pretty damn good.
Yeah, he spent basically his entire coaching career in the South outside of a couple of years at SEMO, which you could you could consider that the South if you wanted to, but
and like, do you know who his uncle is? Bobby Cremins. Like, seems like he knows the Atlanta area pretty well.
Yeah. He went to Valdosta State.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, obviously Bobby Cremins was an unbelievable coach.
Yeah, Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah, he got all the New York guys to go to Georgia Tech. I guess unbelievable is a little pushing it. They went under.
He was good there.
He made a lot of tournaments.
He got to a Final Four.
Yes, he made a lot of tournaments at Georgia Tech.
And I think they won the ACC, right?
Yeah, they won the ACC twice.
I mean, that's not,
that's not something that you do at Georgia.
Not something that Georgia Tech does very often.
Yes.
All right.
Mark Turgeon.
Dude, Jordan, man, great tweet. I'm sending it to you right now.
Oh God.
So Turgeon is not the most inspiring hire, I would say.
I think I agree.
We kind of underachieved at Maryland. Like, had some good talent there. Didn't, really win.
How different is this conversation if the 2020 COVID year doesn't get canceled?
They lose early in the tournament, and we don't have this discussion. No, they were good. They were good, but I don't think they were winning a title or anything.
Why did I just get a Trilly Discord notification?
I did. Well, I mean, you and I are both on it, but I have.
What's the notification?
Look in daily updates.
Yes, I see that. Mm-hmm. I don't get any daily updates, by the way. I don't get the notifications.
Why?
I don't know. They just don't pop up on my phone.
Dude, I haven't closed the Discord in all week.
I'm not getting notifications from it.
That's bizarre. So,
no, I'm getting notifications from everything but daily updates, actually.
Anyway, don't love the Turgeon hire.
Don't love it either.
He also has been out of college basketball since the portal and NIL era started.
Can I move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Jordan Fee. Love this one. He won't be there for long.
This is Lamar, right?
Yeah.
Where was he before FAU?
Gannon.
Right. Okay.
Feel like the system plays really well into the Southland hands.
Okay.
If you can get athletes there, which I think he's going to try and do, and we just kind of saw McNeese just kind of press the shit out of these Southland teams, and nobody can deal with it. I think it's different than the Horizon League at IU Indy. Because we've seen Lamar be decent in the last couple of years under Alvin Brooks, and obviously they were really bad this year. But if you want to look at what you're going to get here, Gannon 2 years ago under Fee, when they did this, I mean, they were super fast break, really good rebounding team. They force a ton of turnovers, so I think that's going to be what you're going to get out of him, and I'm very in on Jordan Fee there because I think that this style plays into this a little bit more so than in the Horizon League.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. This is a hire I can absolutely get behind.
This will maybe be on my 3 favorite mid-major hires article next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm considering a bunch. This could be one of them.
Gotcha.
I'm not considering Travis Ford for that list.
Oh, dude, you are such a disappointment.
It's just Travis Ford.
Oh, he stunk.
Sometimes these retreads work. Sometimes they do. It's probably pretty cool for Little Rock to be able to say, hey, we have a coach who's going to win his 500th career game next year. He's won an NCAA tournament game. He's been the coach in the Atlantic 10 twice and in the Big 12. That's probably cool for them to say. He hasn't been a coach now in a couple of years. He was really bad his last year. They underperformed his second to last year. He made one NCAA tournament in all that time at St. Louis. That's a program that has the resources to be better than that. I just think that it's it could work. It could really work. Like, I don't think he's a bad basketball coach.
That kind of do.
I certainly think there's worse coaches than Travis Ford. I don't think there are worse coaches than Travis Ford.
Yeah, dude, Mike Bibby has a Division I head coaching job right now.
I certainly think there are worse Division I coaches than Travis Ford. I don't think there are worse Division I coaches than Travis Ford that you would consider hiring at Little Rock. Like, you'd consider hiring away from their program. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like the Ryan Cross hire for UL Monroe.
Okay.
Like, probably not the direction I would have gone, but good, like, UAB, good staff under Andy Kennedy, understands UL Monroe, was there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good hire. He was a good coach at Barton and Chipola in like late 90s before he went into D1 stuff. So I think it's good. And he was a good high school coach too. So like he's won as a head coach. He's been part of good staffs as an assistant. So I'm in.
All right.
This is my favorite hire of the cycle. Matt Mackerjack to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, was really good at Northern Michigan.
This is going to be on my best hires list, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
What he did at Northern Michigan, which is just a place that does not need to win there. He won how many straight conference titles? He won conference titles in 4 straight seasons, 2 regular season titles, 2 tournament titles. Now, he only won 2 NCAA tournament games in that span, but he won 65% of his conference games at Northern Michigan. He was a good coach. He was an assistant at Bemidji, which is a good program. He was the head coach at Bryant and Stratton in Wisconsin. There's a lot of Bryant and Strattons. He was head coach at the Wisconsin one for 1 year, and he won 25 games. He was coach of the year twice in the GLIAC. That's a really good D2 league, and he won it. I think he's terrific. I think Northern Michigan, and we saw them play against Michigan State at like the beginning of last season, if you remember this. And, like, they were fun. Like, this is a team that plays unbelievable offense. Like, they run some incredible stuff. They play it slow. They were the number 1 offense in Division 2 this year, which is pretty huge, obviously. They've now, again, like, who knows what their defense is going to look like, but I don't think you need to be awesome on both sides of the ball at a place like Northern Illinois. Like, you really only need to be like that. Like, and they're in the Horizon League now. You really only need to be good on one side of the ball.
Yeah, I think the Horizon League's much better suited for them as well as a program. Like, he's been all around the Midwest, Minnesota, Wisconsin, now Illinois. Like, obviously, knows the region well, and like you said, what he did at Northern Michigan was just tremendous. So I think this will work.
Yeah, and like Izzo likes him because he played against him.
Yeah, young, like really young guy. Only like what, like 35?
I don't know how old he is.
36.
Yeah, young, super young. This has been like a Curry Hicks Sage favorite for a few years now.
Also, like there have been like his players have moved up to the D1 level and like did well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and like you look at where Northern Michigan was before he got there. Like they won 17 and 15 games the 2 years before. But like before that, they hadn't had a winning season in like a decade.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't won 20 games before he got there since 2000. And like they had a long time head coach, Dean Ellis, who won a lot of games there, but like he didn't put out teams quite as good as the ones that Mackerjack put out. And again, good historically has been a good program, but like they've had some really good coaches, and it's through the years as well in that spot, and he's done as well as any of them.
Mm-hmm.
They had not made the NCAA tournament since 2000 before he got there, is what I'll say. And they made it 4 years in a row.
Seems pretty good, Sam.
Yeah. You want to do the next one?
Yeah, I can do the next one. By all accounts, like Kyle Green was a guy who was a big part in Iowa State's defense under Otzelberger, which obviously that's something you want to hear because Iowa State has been one of the best defensive teams in all of college basketball since Otz took over there. Knows the program, was with Ben Jacobson for a pretty long time in different stints, I believe. If I have that correct. Yeah. So the brief stop at Wisconsin to Clare. This is, I think, a good hire. Hasn't been a head coach in, over a decade. So obviously there's some risk here, but knows the program, has been inside the program when it has been working. So I think this is a natural transition, and this could work.
We've got Griff Aldridge, which I think is a great hire. Won a bunch of games at Longwood, got them to the tournament a couple times. Not an easy job whatsoever, not in a great location. Pepperdine, much better location, obviously coming from the Virginia staff.
Yeah.
Close to Ryan Odom, and bringing Dan Engelstad with him, who I think is another like smart guy to have in the room. Has been at the high major now and mid-major levels. I think that's a good. I knew from the start Ed Schilling was a bad hire. I think this is a much better one.
Where did Ed Schilling come from?
He was an assistant at Grand Canyon.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Odom's a smart guy. Anyone that worked under him, I think I can get behind.
Yeah.
Did you skip Justin Joyner?
Oh yeah, I did. I for some reason I thought that was Justin Gainey, and
this is actually one that I'm like pretty excited about.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I interviewed Justin Joyner. Me and Joey Dwyer interviewed him, so we'll have a story on that. We wrote the story. I'm waiting for like final edits to go through on. Like, I just want Joey to like kind of read over the stuff that I put in, make sure that we have it right, because I finished it at like 4 a.m. But it was a really fun one to write. I mean, Joey is an unbelievable writer, and I had to what?
Every time he comes up, man.
I mean, he's a great writer, and I had to like we have very different writing styles. So like I had to like adjust my writing style to make it fit with him. Like I'm a lot quicker to the point than he is as a writer. But I think he's really good.
Joyner's track record as an assistant.
He's really good at building around a moment.
Joyner
though.
Can I talk?
I wanted to talk a little bit about Joyner.
Sure, go for it.
I think it's a great hire.
You don't want to skip over him, so.
I think he's a guy that knows what it takes to win, knows what it takes to build a program as well. Like sharp evaluations at Michigan were huge, but it's also just the idea that what they do at St. Mary's and what they do at Michigan are like they are analytically based in like obvious ways. Like it's analytical principles that you shouldn't need analytics to understand. It's at St. Mary's, it's the possession battle and rebounding and forcing turnovers. And at Michigan, it's just like the inverted shot charts where they won't let you take the shots that they want to take. So kind of combine those two, and I think you have just a really, really good framework to be a head coach.
Yeah, his track record speaks for itself. He was an assistant at St. Mary's with that defense, and then an assistant at Michigan where that defense was obviously phenomenal. So I think that like at his age, 38, really good hire from the West Coast. So, grew up out there, not Oregon, but like California. And there's plenty of talent to go recruit from California at Oregon State. So good hire. I like it.
Mickey McConnell.
He also I want to say, was Joyner involved with the AAU circuit?
I don't know.
I want to say.
Mickey McConnell, I think, is a great hire.
You go. I'm going to look into this.
I just think Mickey McConnell keeps St. Mary's moving in the same direction. I don't think there's much to say there. Like, as I said, it's a leave the football before the football leaves you for Randy Bennett, possibly. And I think the football will not leave Mickey McConnell for a very long time. Young guy, 38, 36 years old, played at St. Mary's, been the associate head coach there for a while. Obviously, him and Joyner were probably being groomed to be the next head coaches at St. Mary's. And then Joyner leaves, and it's now it's Mickey's job. The one thing I dislike about him is that he got his name for Mickey Mantle, and that's a baseball player on the Yankees. Although that is my grandfather's favorite player, so maybe he's good.
Gotcha. Yeah, but Joyner was like a skills trainer, after he was done playing.
Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm. So, where do next?
J.R. Blunt. Thank you, San Diego, for making a serious hire.
Yeah, that's a very serious hire.
Really, really highly regarded assistant. Wasn't going to be in the mix for high major jobs because I don't think a lot of assistants are right now. Obviously, Gainey was because of where he came from, Huss, where he came, some of that stuff. As good of an assistant as you'll find in the country, according to most people.
Yeah. Nobody said a bad word about this guy since he's been hired. You talking about
Nevada Smith? Nevada Smith at Siena is really interesting. I think it's significantly better than Mike Hopkins.
I think that goes without saying.
Nevada Smith is wanted to be in Saratoga Springs in the Albany area forever. You do you, man. Whatever. Saratoga's gorgeous, obviously. He has a summer house in Saratoga or whatever. And it's you do you, man. You do you.
Okay.
But Nevada Smith was a D3 grinder for years. Just had these offenses that would take a ton of threes. He's very, very, very math ball oriented. He's had all of the whenever he was a coach somewhere, he had unbelievable point guard play. And then out of nowhere, Daryl Morey calls him and he's like, "Hey, we want you to coach the G League team." And so he goes to the G League. He gets experience there. Like he was coaching D3, and he gets experience there. And then he goes to the Heat G League team, and he does the Heat culture stuff. And then that kind of leads him to Shaka, and he does all the Shaka stuff. And he develops Tyler Kolek into what he became. The offensive coordinator for a couple really, really good offenses at Marquette. Everyone there loves him. I think it's a great hire. He was on Mount St. Mary's list a couple of years ago. That I know. And I think this is really good.
Yeah, to passes the name test too.
Like I don't like. Is it the like? I would have hired Pat Sellers. I would have hired Pat Sellers. I think Pat Sellers would have been a better hire for Siena. This is a good hire. This is a good hire. Mike McDonald to St. Bonaventure.
I mean, he is the second in command to Woj.
Yeah, like I'm just curious, like how that dynamic's going to play out. Is he going to bring some of his Damon guys? Because there's a couple
like
good
Woj's
ones.
Friend, right? Like him and Woj are tight.
Yeah, like I think they were they at Bonaventure at the same time?
Not entirely sure.
Woj was at Bonaventure from like 87 to 91. McDonald was at Bonaventure a little earlier, but they overlapped for a year.
Okay.
So like I don't know what their relationship was. I don't, but I mean he can win. Like he's won a lot of games at Damon. Like he's been awesome there.
Mm-hmm.
He was bad at Canisius, but that was 20 years ago. Like I don't know if I want to put that. Like I don't think he gets considered for any other A10 job, is what I'll say.
Probably not. But
that doesn't mean it can't.
We understood what was going on here.
Like I don't think he gets considered for any other A10 job. That doesn't mean it can't work. But
yeah, I think that's
I'm
totally
going to be on
fair.
believe it when I see it. Watch for Mike McDonald.
I think that's totally fair.
Eric Hott at Tarleton State. I have no idea anything about this guy. I mean, he was with Darren Horn
not
at
my
Northern.
alley.
Like he was with like Darren Horn at Northern Kentucky. I think he was with Jim Christian at TCU, like way back in the day.
Might be in now.
And was with Calhoun the last couple of years. So like, okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go next one.
Tobin in good.
Really
in. Guard.
Like, Tobin's a smart guy and like shouldn't have gotten fired at Iona to begin with, and now they might be worse off without him. So
that's for everyone else to say, and for me to.
This is not obviously
that's for me to wait and see on.
This is my opinion. This is not Sam Fetterman's point of view, but like Tobin's smart dude. He's won basketball.
Oh, I love Tobin. Tobin is one of my favorite guys to just like talk basketball with, because you will ask him a question and he will give you a 15-minute response. And when I say 15 minutes, he will talk for 15 minutes and he will say 7,000 words because he talks so fast.
Yeah, he's obviously got good connections. Won in his one season at FDU. Beat a 16 seed. Pretty good track record of winning at Aquinas too. So this is a good hire.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be exciting. Most SoCon teams don't play like that. Do you know who like the one SoCon team over the last however many years that's kind of played like that was? Bucky.
Yeah.
And that won.
Yeah, they've
Tobin's really good.
Won the league multiple times, right? And maybe not multiple, but
one time.
Yeah.
Actually, they might have won a regular season title with like Quez Club.
Yeah.
I think they won a regular season title with Quez
That sounds
Club.
Right.
Or at least tied for it in like 22 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not 22 then. Was it 23? Yeah, they tied for it in 23. and then lost to Chattanooga in the first round.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Quez Glover kind of came back from injury in the middle of that year. I love that hire. Adam Howard to Troy.
What do we think?
I think there's I think there's a story behind him that I don't know about.
Okay.
Because he was with Donnie Tyndall at Tennessee. And he resigned there, in the middle of the season.
Okay.
So I don't know the whole deal. He was with Wade at NC State. He's been at Troy before. A great offensive mind from what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this works. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
I'm out on Jared Haas at UNC Greensboro.
Yeah, I'm with you.
His whole thing at Stanford was that he was going to get talented players and underachieve. Is he going to get talented players at UNC Greensboro?
Maybe.
Is he going to get the talent? Is he
The,
going to
the,
get
most,
enough
frustra-
talent
the
to win
most
that league?
frustrating part. The most frustrating part of that hire is Kyle Church was apparently a finalist, who's brilliant.
Dude, what?
So
Kyle Church was a finalist?
yeah.
What are they doing?
Did you not know this? Obviously, you did not know this.
I must have forgotten. How did they not hire him?
I have no idea.
Ben Jacobson to Utah State is terrific. No notes. Just really good basketball coach. Probably a guy that's going to want to stay there. I don't think he would leave Northern Iowa for a place that he's just going to job hop from.
Nah, everyone was confused when he was hired. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but
it's definitely a job upgrade.
Yeah, no, it is. And Ben has been at Northern Iowa for so long that I don't think he was leaving for a place that he didn't think he could absolutely win at. So
another former Will Wade assistant, by the way, getting another job. Brandon Chambers. RGV.
Yeah. You like this one? Yeah, kind of where I'm at too.
He's a Wade guy. Those guys are all kind of wait and sees to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was with Muss at Nevada. Caleb Canales from Troy, another Troy connection here.
Mm-hmm. Troy is just littered all over the coaching carousel.
I had no idea anything about this guy, but he's got all these NBA ties. So I'm interested by it. I don't know if it'll be any good. You'll come back to me when there's a roster for some of these programs, and we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the whole thing, isn't it?
Two more.
Yeah.
Tanner Smith at West Florida, new D1 program, making a new hire. Was an assistant for Dustin Kearns at App State. Pedigree's good. Played at Clemson.
Talk about Fennel, because I know you like him. He's
Love
the
it.
last one.
Love it. Just wins at a place that nobody won.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. I knew you liked him a lot, though.
I don't know another guy that could end up being on my 3 favorite hires list. Just like going 14-8 in that league with this team, that program, and they started 2-6. Remember, they started 2-6 in that league, and then they beat McNeese, and their only losses from that point forward were to McNeese and SFA, and then they lost in triple overtime at McNeese in the conference tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he went 13-2 in his last 15 games heading into that McNeese game. Just runs awesome offense. They score so easily. Just think he's a star of a young coach right now in the sport. And I initially wanted them to hire Mackerjack at Western Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why are none of the directional Michigan schools hiring him? And then you see like, oh, like they're hiring Cahill Fennell, and I'm like, that might be better. Like that probably is better.
Yeah.
And like even last year, like when they were like not very good, like 8-12 in the league, like people were talking about like him as just this really, really sharp guy.
Good word, sharp.
All right, Jonathan. Anything else? A couple jobs still open, by the way, right now. Jackson State,
Mississippi
Alabama
Valley State.
What do you say?
Mississippi Valley State, right?
Mississippi Valley State. Over under May 31st on that job getting filled.
Under. I have some faith in the
Mississippi Valley. Oliver Fell might be making that hire.
I think you have one missing on here.
What?
Texas Southern's opened, right?
Yeah, it did just open. But my point was, like, Oliver Fell, the guy who runs the Mississippi Valley State like parody account, might be the one making that hire. Like, I don't know if they have like a full-time athletic staff.
The SWAC coaching carousel is just so funny, man.
Yeah, like apparently like, Landon Bussey is like interviewing at Alabama State. I'm just like, he left Alcorn State last year.
Like Charlie Ward's up coaching this conference, for God's sake.
The SWAC coaching carousel. Like, we have Kevin Fielder who FOIA'd the Florida A&M coaching search like 2 years ago. I'm going to have Kevin Fielder FOIA like so much. Why can't wait? I need to learn how to FOIA.
Hold on. I need to look this up.
How to FOIA. How to make a FOIA request.
Who was the coach that left? Was it Alabama A&M who hired Jackson?
Alabama A&M hired Dante Jackson last year, correct?
But he left somewhere, right?
Grambling.
Okay. Yes.
And the coach that took Grambling was the guy who was the Florida A&M coach.
Oh, seriously?
The Florida A&M coach that got the 1-year contract, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember like during that, I like couldn't help but think like the scene from Moneyball where it's like, I can't manage this team under a 1-year contract.
So good.
Except it's SWAC basketball.
It's SWAC basketball, man.
It's perfect.
All right, Jonathan. You want to take us home?
Yeah, if you came to hear about Tyler Self and where he's working, you came to the right place. If you came to hear about no Sam Fetterman Mac thoughts, if you came to hear about Sam Fetterman withholding Mac thoughts, you came.
I said my Sienna thoughts.
If you came to hear about,
you want to read my thoughts on the Iona stuff? I wrote a column last week.
Did you really?
Yes.
Why didn't I read this?
Midmajormadness.com.
Oh, I'm fully aware what the website's called, pal.
All right,
if you came to hear about the latest happenings with Caleb Grill, you came to the right place. This has been Season 7, Episode 1 of Brackets, Bubbles, and Bit Stealers, and we'll see you next time.